Where are you?
All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome to our February board meeting. Thankful for everyone that's in the room and those that are watching online. We're going to go ahead and start our meeting off. Miss Kelly is going to do the prayer for us, and then once she's finished, we'll have the Winderberry High School JROTC present the color. So if you'll stand with us.
Dear Heavenly Father God, I thank you for everything that you've given us today. Lord, I want to pray that you lead us through this meeting and help us to do the work of the people here. In your precious and heavenly Son's name, amen.
Colors, attention, carry, colors, forward, march. Forward, march. March on, march. Colors, hold. Post the colors. Present arms. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which it stands, one God, indivisible. Order, arms, march on, march. Forward, march. March on, march. Others, hold. Good evening. I'm Cadet Second Lieutenant Landon Meyer, a sophomore at Winderberry High School. Good evening. I'm Cadet Command Sergeant Major Matt Gutierrez, a senior at Winderberry High School. Good evening. I'm Cadet Second Lieutenant Matthew Goliath, a sophomore at Winderberry High School.
Good evening, I'm Cadet Sergeant Dylan Ryan, a sophomore at Winderberry High School.
March on, march.
Thank you, cadets. Impressive job tonight.
Thank you, guys.
Forward, march.
All right, as we move on, I'm going to need approval of the minutes for the January 3rd, 2023 work session and called board meeting.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? All righty. I need approval for the January 10th, 2023 regular board meeting.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? And then I need approval for the January 31st, 2023 work session and called board meeting.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Okay. Before we do the approval of the agenda tonight, there's one thing I'd like to clarify. We did have a few teachers reach out to us regarding K2 units of study that the system is going to be purchasing. As a board, we are approving a limit for the local schools to opt in if they want the revised K2 units of study. It is not mandatory that everyone will get those, but if the local school principal and administration working with the curriculum and instruction department feels the need that their school is ready for it, wants it, then they are more than welcome to purchase it, but we are not purchasing it mandatory for all K2 students.
Correct. Yeah, thank you for clarifying. This was just meant to set aside the money from the various grants and we just tried to list everything that the schools might want. And so that's just one of those. Some may want it, some may want to stick with what they have. So thank you for clarifying.
Yes, sir. With shipping timelines and things like that, sometimes
We do have to get ahead.
when they're ready to order, we need to go ahead and have them authorized so they can place that order. That way there's no delay.
You'll probably see a couple more, but we have some phonics programs and some other things that'll be coming up in the future.
Okay, so now that that is clarified, if I can get a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
So Chairman, one thing, so if a teacher did have a problem with that, they would just discuss that with their principal at that
Right.
point.
That's well, yeah, that's usually the best way to do things is follow the chain of command. We talk about that quite a lot. And, you know, they have an instructional coach there that's clued in, their principal, the assistant principal, director of education up here, Dr. Moten, of course. So there's folks that actually know what's going on are the ones really that they probably need to ask those questions.
And then the teachers and the principals can make those decisions
Yeah,
together.
they
'Cause we are
usually
not making
work
it.
with that with their leadership teams and those type of things, but we're not. The elementary is not to that point now. The middle schools had already. I did some things as you saw there. The elementary school haven't. Matter of fact, we had a pretty long discussion during our principals and directors meeting last Thursday about literacy and we're also contingent of us are actually going down to the hearings tomorrow to present to the panel that's looking into literacy at the state level. So there's a lot going on, and we're all very cognizant of reading wars and all these type of things. But here in Barrow, we try not to go there because only, as I've said before, only people that profit out of war are those that have something to sell. We need to have enough tools in our toolbox to take care of each child where they are to the best of our ability. And that's not just one thing or the other. Either or is kind of a bad place to be on when it comes to materials and teaching programs. And we also always want to respect teacher autonomy too. So just a program out of a package does not teach children. It's the teacher in the classroom. So,
Thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty, can I get a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
So second.
All in favor? All right, moving on down to committee reports. Ms. Stevens and I toured Winder High School, Russell Middle School, and Winder Elementary School earlier this month, and none of them really dirty. So now it's not that any of these are dirtier than the other, but it's one might have been a little bit more clean than the other. So knowing that, and we also took into consideration there were some staffing issues at some schools. So some of them were working on skeleton crews and the schools were still top notch. So because of that, we're giving this month's Clean and Safe School Award to Winder Barrow High School. So congratulations. All righty, so now the fun part, we get to move into the superintendent's recognitions. All right. Down here, you get started.
All right, it's great to have a full house tonight. Good to see everyone. I'm going to start off with a very special recognition. Before I dive into that, though, we have some students out here in blue coats. Would y'all stand up and actually come up here and be up here at the podium with me, please? Now, for those of you that may not know, those blue coats symbolize our FFA students who this is a group that we're extremely proud of here in Hall County or Barrow County. I just stepped back in time. Sorry about that. Been a long week, but we're proud of Hall counties too. So, and that's because they're all great kids. If you are a part of FFA, it is an amazing experience from what I've been told. I did not have the honor. My school did not have it when I came through, but a lot of this has originated here in Barrow County. And one of the biggest supporters we have is the person I'm going to call up here in just a moment to accept an award appreciation of our thanks. Terry, would you join me up here for a second? It's my honor to bring forth Terry England, and Terry has been really an immeasurable friend to the Barrow County school system in many, many ways over the past, well, since he went to school here, which I won't, so we're the same age, so I'm not going to go there. You see what happens now, but you go back in other systems and things, but so he's been a supporter since he set foot in a school at what, 6 years old, 5 years old, back in the day. And he has been down at the past 18 years, just finishing up as representing Barrow County to a level that most representatives, most counties don't ever see. And Terry has, beyond that, he has been a help to most organizations and quite a fair number of people in this county over the years too. This is one of those I could definitely get on a soapbox and talk forever, but for me personally, when I first moved into this role, and still 9 years later trying to figure out how that happened. But Terry was one of those folks I could call, especially as a fledgling dealing with political issues and those type of things, and still is. And I'm also very honored to call him a friend after working with him the last 9 to 10 years. It's really hard to sum up what this man and his family have meant to the people of Barrow County and to the great state of Georgia. And as I guess the best way I can sum this up is Terry England is a great American, and that means quite a lot. And Terry, on behalf of the Board of Education and all the teachers and kids and everyone at the school, we have a couple of things we'd like to present you with. We have a plaque presented to Terry England, Georgia General Assembly, House of Representatives, District 108 and District 116, January 10, 2005 to January 9, 2023. In appreciation for your bold and dedicated support as a champion for Barrow County's children in the Barrow County school system. This date, January 10th, 2023.
It was
We went
ball
back.
game.
Oh, that was ball game. So that's good.
Thank you.
And to go along with that, also, we have a very special neat painting plaque. This is Barrow County. It's got a picture of Terry doing probably his favorite thing. He's on a tractor there. Have tractors, sign, and thank you for being a champion for education, Terry.
Right.
And from the bottom of my heart, thank you for everything you've done for me, for our board, and for our entire community.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We don't have that. One day we don't need this. And before you leave, I'd also like Miss Cindy England to come up and have a little something for you also.
Terry's wife Cindy has been a cheerleader and supporter of the Barrow County system through thick and thin. And we also know what goes into keeping someone like this straight. So we appreciate that. And again, our FFA are here to honor you also. You mean quite a lot to all of them, and always there to support them and back them up.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. Now, at this time, I call Joe Bruno forward to I want to recognize some of our custodial staff.
Good evening. Our monthly custodial recognitions. We'd like to call a few people forward and recognize them for their service to our district. We're going to start off with Ms. Zenobia Gatan. Zenobia, come on up here. Zenobia works at Bramlett Elementary School, and she's a whirlwind. She has done everything in the school at one time or another, from vacuuming, being a general cleaner, cleaning restrooms, and she just takes care of business, trust me. Anytime I'm in the building, she usually grabs me by the arm and tells me about they need more storage room in the building for their supplies and things like that. So Todd, you and I, we got to make that happen, don't we? All right. We got to keep Miss Zenobia happy. She does a great job for us, and we appreciate you so much, Zenobia. Thank you. All right. Mr. David Mathis, Barrow Arts and Sciences Academy. David cleans restrooms and does a fantastic job. And our goal there is to just have people not even notice the restrooms, right? You're walking down the hall and you just don't even know. And it really takes someone who's dedicated, who's very meticulous, and is there every day doing their job. And David is fantastic at it. I all the time hear great things about David and his work ethic and all that he does in our schools. Thank you, David. Okay. Christopher Perkins, Chris Jr., Russell Middle School, come on up. Chris has been with us for many years. He's with us through the transition that we made a number of years ago. So he's been through some ups and downs with us, but He's there every day. Another guy that knows all the different tasks and how to complete them. And just having that reliability, that's a huge piece to the whole custodial effort there in the schools. And he's there every day, just doing a fantastic job. So thank you, Chris. Appreciate you. Okay, and finally, Simon Zambrano. Simon is relatively new to us, but he's a head custodian, and he oversees 3 different schools: Auburn, Bramlett, and County Line. And those are 3 of our consistently just higher performing schools. And it's a juggling act. You know, he's got to kind of put the pieces together each day with the staff that he has there and the tasks that need to be accomplished. And he just does a tremendous job at it, very steady, and just takes care of business. So we appreciate you very much, Simon. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Yeah.
All right, this time I'd like to call Dr. Pete Jones, Secondary Director, up to fill us in on the results from our district spelling bee.
Well, good evening, Board Superintendent. It's my pleasure tonight to honor 2 of our special students. As you all know, Barrow County Schools is full of amazing young people. And the spelling bee is a process where you really get to see that come out. The way our process works is each school holds its individual competition, grades 3 through 8. And eventually each school has a winner who then compete in our District B. And let me tell you, the competition was fierce. These young people are great examples of the types of leaders that we're building in our school system. So it is my honor and pleasure to introduce you to these 2 young people. All right, the first student is currently a 7th grade student at Heyman Morris Middle School. He was calm, cool, and collected throughout the bee and successfully spelled words such as affluent, subliminal, and erstwhile. It is my pleasure to honor Akwasi Apoku, who is our runner-up this year. I also had the pleasure of seeing him at another event, and he just carries himself like a professional, and just I know great things are ahead, and he and I had a discussion. Next year he's aiming for the title, so we'll see if he can pull it off. Our second student is currently a 6th grade student at Bear Creek Middle School. I am pretty sure that she has nerves of steel. As these 2 became our finalists, they went back and forth with each other, and I started getting nervous. I think the crowd started feeling nervous, but you couldn't tell if they were nervous. I mean, they were just stone cold, serious, especially Bernita, who will be introduced here in just a second. She successfully spelled words such as ferocious, quadrillion, and bumptious. Bumptious actually made the audience gasp and applaud. You might imagine that's not a word that we see very many students come into contact with. So it is my honor to introduce Bernita Chalmers, who is our 2022-2023 Spelling Bee District Champion. And one last note, as I spoke with Bernita after the event, she said, well, last year I got eliminated really quickly. And so this is a testament to the resilience that our students have. It would have been real easy for her to say, well, I'm just not good enough. But instead she came back, and here she sits as a 6th grader. She's still got 2 more years. So it's next year is going to be like battle royale. So, but it has been a pleasure working with them both, and I'm very proud of them. Ms. Chalmers will represent Barrow County at our region spelling bee, which takes place later this month. So everybody keep her in mind, and hopefully we'll be able to honor her for further championships. So thank you very much. And again, congratulations.
All right. We keep on rolling. At this time, I'd like to call Kevin Dodson with Jackson EMC up, and he has some special things to bestow upon us tonight. So.
Well, thank you, Dr. McMichael, for the opportunity to come here tonight to honor these fantastic teachers who are doing great things for the students here in Barrow County and continue to live up to the Barrow Bold standard. Again, my name is Kevin Dotson. I'm with Jackson EMC. Brandon and Ashley would normally be here tonight, but he is out of town, so I'm filling in his place. I work in the Gwinnett district. So tonight we are proud to honor the teachers who were recipients of the 2022 Jackson EMC Bright Ideas Grant. The Bright Ideas program funds innovative classroom projects developed by state certified public educators and at the middle school level to fund special classroom projects that are not funded through general education dollars. Since 2016, Jackson EMC awarded $80,000 and $138 in the Bright Idea Grants program to Barrow County middle schools. In 2022, Jackson EMC's Bright Ideas Grants funded 50 teachers classroom projects totaling $71,508 at 27 schools in our service territory. And in Barrow County, 10 teachers at 5 schools received a total of $13,597 in grant funding. These teachers went above and beyond to seek out these competitive grants and implement these projects in the classroom. Outside of Gwinnett County, where we serve the most schools, no other school system in our service area won more Bright Ideas grants than Barrow County, which is again a testament to these teachers' hard work. So as I call your names, if you come up here and get your certificate, and then we'll do a photo after. The 22 recipients for the Bright Ideas grants in Barrow County were Julie Wood, Barrow Arts and Innovation Magnet. James Kelly, Barrow Arts and Innovation Magnet. Gretchen Hollingsworth, Barrow Arts and Sciences Academy, 8th grade. Caroline Bucky Beaver, Barrow Arts and Sciences Academy. Jennifer Deckard, Barrow Arts and Science Academy. I don't think she's here tonight. Tony Sessions with Bear Creek Middle School. Donna Morris, also not here tonight. She's also with Bear Creek Middle School. Jamie Knapp, Heyman Morris Middle School. Ella Daniel with Russell Middle School. Katie Woodfin with Russell Middle School. In addition to these grant funds, Jackson EMC is a district partner in education and financially supports various programs, including being a sponsor for the Teacher of the Year awards. I also, before the meeting started, I gave Ellen Barrow County's margin refund checks for 2022. As a member owner of our cooperative, each year we return funds back to our owners in the form of margin refunds. We have returned almost $130,000 back to Barrow County schools in the last 16 years, including $7,643 in 2022. In closing, Jackson EMC provides electricity to your schools, but we want to go above and beyond providing utility service to the 11 schools we serve. We want to be your partner in the classroom and in the community and continue to grow as your system grows. Thank you again for the opportunity to be here.
What a wonderful group, and thank you so much to Jackson EMC. You know, we talk about it a lot. We are blessed with partners that help take care of us and our teachers and our kids, and Jackson is one of the top of those. They definitely go above and beyond and are always there. We need to call them, so. Great to have them done. This time I'd like to bring up Dr. Christina Lowe. This is National School Counseling Week, and it happened to fall on a board meeting, which was lucky for us because we get to see some of our amazing counselors. So, Christina?
All right, good evening. So as Dr. McMichael said, this week, February 6th through the 10th is National School Counseling Week. This week is dedicated to highlighting the tremendous impact our school counselors can have in helping students achieve school success and plan for a career. School counselors are actively engaged in helping students examine their abilities, strengths, interests, and talents. They work in a partnership with parents as they encounter the challenges of raising children in today's world. They focus on positive ways to enhance students' academic, career, social, emotional development, and they work with teachers and other educators to provide an educational system where students can realize their potential and set healthy, realistic, and optimistic aspirations for themselves. So school counselors are certified, experienced educators, and mental health professionals with at least a master's degree in school counseling. The combination of their training and experience makes them an essential part of the total education program for our students. We have several Bexar County school counselors here with us tonight. So as I call your name and the number of years you have been with Bexar County School System, please come up so we can acknowledge the enormous impact you have had on our students, schools, and community. All right, Dr. Renee Spencer. She's been with Bexar County School System for 1 year. Laura Layton has been with Bexar County School System for 1 year. Dana Love, 1 year. Dee Kellenhofer, 2 years. Renee Canales, 4 years. Renata Watson, 5 years. Cindy Bryan, 6 years. Michael Wadley, 8 years. Pamela Robinson, 9 years. Amanda McClinney, 10 years. Corey Peppers, 13 years. Mary Griner, 13 years. Randa Phillips, 16 years. And Amanda Shepard has been with 17 years in Bexar County School System. Please join me one more time in thanking our school counselors for the work they do each and every day. They are so appreciated. Happy National School Counseling Week.
Well done. Thank you all so much. Now, if you want to see some people that do the Lord's work, this group right here does the Lord's work. They are amazing with what they have to do every day, and we just can't imagine what it takes to wear their shoes every day.
All right, at this time, we do have one request to appear before the board. So if Miss Suzanne, is it Mansour? Mansour, if you'll step up to the podium.
Good evening. I'm here to recommend that the Bexar County Board of Education consider school tax exemptions for its senior citizens. Several of the surrounding communities, the counties, including Gwinnett, Hall, DeKalb, Jackson, and Fulton, already provide exemptions for their senior citizens, and there's a reason for this. Typically, our seniors are on fixed incomes. They have limited ability to go out and earn more income. They're living on their life savings, which, as we know, can go up and down. They're also sometimes challenged with increased health expenses. And as mentioned at last week's meeting, sometimes the loss of a spouse can result in a 50% decline in your Social Security income. So seniors typically have lower incomes or less available income to spend. And they're still going to contribute to school budgets in the form of state sales, the school sales tax, the SPLOST, as well as federal and state taxes that in part end up going to our school system. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution article a couple of weeks ago, or I'm not sure when it was, but it was an article that suggested 10 reasons why you should move to Gwinnett County. And the number one reason was for the tax exemptions that they give to their senior community. And I think for us to be an attractive community for seniors to retire, we should consider giving some school tax exemptions for our seniors. The Gwinnett County system currently gives seniors age 62 a partial exemption from the school tax, and upon reaching 65 and older, 100% exemption from school taxes. So I would like to consider a similar program for our seniors to just ease the cost of living as we retire. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And just for the general public, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We want to hear from you. This is a huge undertaking. We hope you guys see the initiative that we're making by having the Carl Vincent Institute do that study for us. And we want your suggestions. We want your ideas. So please feel free to reach out to us and give us those ideas like that. Because like I said, it is a huge undertaking and we want to make sure we do what's right for not only our senior community, but also we want to make sure we can keep moving Barrow forward and not have the students miss out on anything at the same time. So we want to find that happy medium. So thank you so much for coming tonight. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
All righty. Now we're going to move into the superintendent department reports. Dr. Green. All right, Ms. Houston.
All right, good evening. I wanted to report out on our SPLOST. We had a record month. We received $1,811,709.16 in January for the month of December. So we always want to thank our citizens and visitors for buying in Barrow. And we do want to remind everyone the eSPLOST is up for a renewal on March 21st. So vote. I won't tell you how to vote, but just go out and vote. Every year I want y'all to see a look back of our eSPLOST. And so this is going all the way back to 2000. And so you can see how it's grown over the years. Always nice to see that. And then, okay. So moving right along to the general fund board summary. We are at 58% of our year. The total fund balance at January 31st, 2023 is $86,641,000. Of course, this is high because we've gotten our property taxes in, but we'll be using that money throughout the year, the rest of the year. Our total revenues year to date is $115,135,000. Our total expenditures year to date, $90,921,000. Our total revenues for the month of January were $9.5 million, and our total expenditures for the month of January were $15.2 million.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but like there was another chart.
Yeah, it was just, it was another, the ups and downs,
Make sure folks see that one.
the percentages up and down. So in 2022, we were up about 18% from the previous year. So it's always nice to see that. And you can see where the recession hit in 2008, 2009, and 10.
Kind of back where we were in 2006.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Jennifer, quick question for you. So I know, like, we have a record month, but I know, like, the taxpayers here, when we say that, I know we have record month of earnings and sales taxes and things, but I also like to make mention of the costs
Sure, so-
How much things are costing us.
That's a huge reason why we have a record month, is because everything costs more, so the taxes are higher.
Yeah, our costs are up. Do you have an idea at this point, like percentage wise, would you say? I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot by any means, but
Yeah.
would you have any idea how much percentage costs are up? Would you?
I can do better for you if I can do a little bit of research, but I know construction, Joe can talk to that about, 10, 15%.
I just always like to make mention of that, because when we say things like we're having record months, I like for people to think we're over here banking money, because things are costing us so much more, to do business. So I just like to.
That's
mention
correct.
that.
Yes, all of this SPOS money, we have at least a 5-year plan, and it is all spent, and we don't have enough money for a new school if we wanted to build one after we get done with the extension to BASA. So,
Right.
yeah, it is much needed for our students.
Our record numbers are up because everything costs a fortune.
Yes. So our costs are up too. That's right. Okay, and then the next area is just our detail of the general fund. And then we'll move on to special revenue. So our year-to-date special revenue funds, we received 12.6 million, and our expenses were 12.2 million. And this is for up through December 31st. So we're always a month behind on these. And if we move on to enterprise, we have found out recently that we thought we were going to get the school fines, but the sheriff has decided to keep those funds for us to build a committee, and the committee will decide how the sheriff spends those funds. So we're no longer going to have that enterprise fund going into next year. The capital projects, we have spent $20.8 million this year. And we have received $20.8 million and have spent $26.8 million so far. In our debt service fund, we've received $10.2 million and have spent $11.9 million. And we have a debt payment coming due in February. And that's all I have for you tonight. Any questions? All right, thank you.
Mr. Burnett. Dr. Moe?
No additional information.
Ms. Biggs? See you later. Dr. Thompson? All right. Nothing to clarify, no old business, so we will move on to the consent agenda. So we've got the policy revision EBBF safety inspections, the policy revision IHC class rankings, the E-rate network switch RFP, learning management system, the Hyman publishing literacy materials that we clarified earlier, the tennis court complex improvements at Appalachia High School and Wander Barrow High School, and the Appalachia Cluster Rezoning Committee recommendations. Any discussion? Already, can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved. Second.
All in favor? All right. Now we're going to go into new business real quick, and I just wanted to touch base on, we are working on filling the District 7 at-large seat. We had 15 applicants, which is amazing to me because in the past years, a lot of people would run unopposed. It just shows you how interested people are in, getting their hands dirty with us and in making Barrow the greatest school system it can be. And so we as a board right now, we're working on narrowing those 15 down to a manageable number that we feel would be acceptable to interview in person. And then we will do that Thursday night. And then Thursday night, the board will make a decision on who we will appoint to fill for that vacant District 7 at-large seat. Okay. Anything else? All right. Can I get authorizations for committees to meet?
So moved.
All in favor? All right. Now, we're going to go into executive session to discuss or deliberate upon the appointment, employment, compensation, hiring, disciplinary action, or dismissal, or periodic evaluation or rating of a public officer or employee, or to interview applicants for this position of superintendent.
Yes.
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 All righty, guys, if you'll just give us a few minutes.